Matchbox 20's output has been pretty limited on vinyl over the years, but they recently produced a limited edition career-spanning box set. I'm going to show you all about it coming right up. This here is Matchbox 20. The actual name of the box set is 20. It was supposed to signify 20 years of Matchbox 20 since their first record. This box set was actually announced over a year ago, probably a year and a half ago, and because of the world situation and all of the issues that we know about that are going on, the box set kept continually getting delayed over the last year and a half, and then they were finally able to update and say, okay, they're ready to go. We're going to ship them out. There's a lot to take in about this box set. I'm going to cover as much as I can in the video, including actually a story about even why I own it, which is a pretty cool story. And I will cover everything that I can think of to tell you about the box set over the course of this video. If this is your first time on the channel and you're just getting here because of the Matchbox 20 content, by all means hit the subscribe button below, drop a like on the video. That obviously helps the channel grow. We put out 2 vinyl videos every single week, and we cover all sorts of different genres and artists and rare pressings and music topics and everything. So come join us and take a look back at the channel and some of the videos we already have. Now, as far as this box set goes, for me personally, the only Matchbox record that I have owned on vinyl up until having this set was the 2017 pressing of their debut record, Yourself or Someone Like You. I'll get back to that in a couple of minutes. To my knowledge, the only thing that was somewhat widely available prior to this box set coming out from Matchbox 20 was their greatest hits package, which was called Exile on Mainstream. And again, later in the video, that we'll circle back to why that plays into why I own this box set. So, what do you get with this box set? Well, in short, pretty much everything. Like many box sets, it comes in a cool slip box. First thing that you get when you open the box is a well done embossed booklet. I don't even know if you'd call it a booklet, but many page booklet with some great pictures from over the years, a lot of facts about the band. I'll be honest and tell you I have not had a chance to read through this. I will. I love things like that. But any box set like this, you would almost assume that they're going to include something like this, but it's still great to have. So you get that right off the top. Then digging into the actual records that are in the set. To my knowledge, this would be very easily referred to as a career-spanning box set because it has all 4 studio records from Matchbox 20 and a altered version of Exile on Mainstream, their greatest hits. So right off the top, when you get into the set, the first thing that you find is a new pressing of Yourself or Someone Like You. Now you'll notice, obviously, that it is their original pressing, or I'm sorry, the 2017 pressing and the original cover for their first album is slightly different in color. That's because, and you'll see as I show them, Matchbox made it clear that the covers of the records in this box set were going to be altered from the original. They're all kind of a grayscale version of the exact same picture. The front and back are extremely similar. The insert itself is extremely similar, but again, whereas the 2017 pressing has a bluish tint to the back of the one in the box set is a grayish color. Another thing, and this doesn't matter to me much, if you've watched the channel a lot, then you know I don't really care either way about color vinyl, but the 2017 pressing of Yourself or Someone Like You came on a translucent red vinyl. Everything that's in this box set, all of the LPs that are in the set, are all on standard black vinyl. So that's one difference besides the cover art as well. Sound quality. I will tell you that just prior to shooting this video, I played the entirety of side 1 through both of these, same volume, same stylus. Obviously, I only have one set up here for spinning records. I played side one all the way through on both of these LPs, and it sounded identical to me. So I don't know a lot about the sourcing of these records that are in the box set, but I do know that the 2017 pressing of their debut record sounded identical to me of the one that's on the black vinyl in the box set. So that's just a note for anybody that was wondering, or if you have the 2017 pressing, or if you have this box set and you're wondering if you should get the 2017 pressing. To me, it sounded absolutely identical. So that's good. Now, as you move through the set, same thing. If you remember the original cover for their second LP, Mad Season, again, grayscale on the cover, grayscale on the back. And Mad Season is the only LP of their 4 studio records included that is over 2 LPs. Everything else in the set, the other 3 studio records that are in the set, is over 1 LP. And I will touch on that in a second as well, because I'm sure there are some people concerned about that with so much music being on 1 LP. But Mad Season is on 2. And actually, one thing I will stop off at while I'm here is this is really my only complaint about the whole set so far, is that every one of the 7 LPs in this box set came in paper inner sleeves, which, as you know, are the devil, or at least my opinion is that they're the devil. So after I vacuumed up each of these records, I did put them in anti-static inner sleeves. So that's a complaint. I do not understand career spanning box sets not having at least polyline sleeves or some sort of anti-static inner sleeve, but I rescued them from that as soon as I took it out of the package. This is their 3rd album, More Than You Think You Are, which for me is hands down my favorite Matchbox 20 record. I think this is by far the best LP that they've ever put out. This is the one that from day one I have always wanted on vinyl. And I was super, super excited about this box set, because I was going to get everything that I do like by Matchbox, but I was going to end up with their 3rd LP, which is far and away my favorite work that they've done. Now, this is one that I want to touch on the length of the LPs, because with 12 songs and a slightly longer runtime, I was very, very, very concerned about this being on 1 LP, because in the past I've had a lot of problems with inner groove distortion, with the grooves being so close together on the last few tracks on either side of an album that you end up with distortion you can't get rid of. I listened to this LP in its entirety prior to shooting this video, and I'm very happy to report that to my ears, the last song on each side sounds just as clear as the first song on each side. So I'm extremely happy that inner groove distortion isn't something that I'm going to have to deal with on any of these records, but particularly on this one. Next thing that you get is their 4th studio LP, North. This was known mostly for the big single, She's So Mean. Again, you get a black LP that was in a paper sleeve. And one thing I want to note too is the inner notes that come on each of these records is on a much heavier cardstock than what was included with the 2017 version of Yourself or Someone Like You. The print is exactly the same on between the 2 LPs. Between these 2, the actual printing that's on the inside is exactly the same, except you'll notice the 2017, what is in there with the debut record is quite a bit different than the cardstock that is included with the new one. So that's just kind of a nice touch. And whomever produced this set might even say to me, yeah, well, we did that instead of polyline sleeves or anti-static sleeves. So I would have preferred the anti-static inner sleeves, but I just wanted to mention that. So you get that hard cardstock with all 4 of the studio LPs. Moving on to the last and probably most unique record in the set, and kind of the one that's the most important to me in some ways, even though their 3rd album is my favorite overall. That is Exile on Mainstream Revisited. Now, when Exile on Mainstream came out originally, this was conceived as and released as a Matchbox 20 best of. So they did what many artists do. They recorded new songs and put a couple of new tracks on there, but then the rest of the track listing was greatest hits, your Long Day, 3 a.m., Unwell, Bent, all that stuff, Bright Lights, so on and so forth, was the original track listing on this. Now, this particular record was available on vinyl prior to this box set with that original track listing, which kind of leads into the story that I alluded to earlier about why I own this box set in the first place. Is I have a friend who's a casual vinyl collector, and he has an original pressing of Exile on Mainstream. And for years, it's been kind of a joking thing back and forth between the two of us, of me being like, well, you don't collect records all that seriously. Like, why don't you, just let me buy that from you, and so on, because originals are so expensive. And I wanted all of the songs that you couldn't get on vinyl, even if it was just the hits. And he would always say, hey, I bought it for a reason. We like Matchbox, we keep it. And it was always kind of a joking thing back and forth between the two of us. And before I even knew that this box set was going to be a thing, before I knew it had been announced last year, a year and a half ago, he sent me a receipt for the box set and said, hey, you've been a good friend over the years. Like, no need to say thank you. I bought this and it's going to be on the way to you soon. And I was blown away. He told me then, and he's told me several times through all the delays until it finally got released, that I shouldn't say thank you. And, he did it just to be nice. But I'm going to say it again because he's a longtime friend and a viewer of the channel. Thank you. I am stunned by this gift, and I love it, as you can tell by this video. But the big thing that I love about the version of Exile on Mainstream Revisited that's in this set is, instead of just giving you the 4 LPs of studio material and then the greatest hits album the way that it was, with doubles of all of the songs that you would have from the original LPs, which you just got in the same box set, they completely reworked the track listing on this, which I think is awesome. And again, it's in the title, Exile on Mainstream Revisited. So you get the songs that were new for the record at the time, but all of the hits on this record have been replaced with rare or unreleased tracks that do not appear on any of the 4 studio records. So instead of Bright Lights or 3 a.m. or whatever, you get things like So Sad, So Lonely, Suffer Me, I Don't Want to Be Loved, a cover of Never Going Back Again from Fleetwood Mac, which appeared on a Fleetwood Mac tribute album. Just really, really cool idea. I have seen other artists release career-spanning sets, and they'll include a hits package in there, and they just leave it as is, and you're like, but I already have those songs on the rest of the albums. So I just think that's a really, really unique, cool way to handle throwing in the new songs from the original release of Exile on Mainstream, and then take care of the fans and say, hey, all of the rest of this stuff that you wouldn't get anywhere else is going to be included in the set too. So I just think that's really, really, really cool, unique. And then it makes the album special to me because the banter and the go back and forth between me and a friend over this LP for years, the original version of this LP, is what led to someone doing something nice for me and getting me this set. So I'm very, very grateful for that. Couple other things on quality that I'll mention real quick. I'm not seeing any scuffs and marks and things that come out of many, many new releases on vinyl. None of that across any of the LPs in this set. The vinyl of everything that I've listened to so far, I've listened to about 4 LPs from the set so far. Very, very quiet, no pops, no clicks, no hum, no surface noise. And all 7 LPs, I put them on the turntable just to check, flat as a pancake. So I'm very excited to know that all of the delays led to a good quality product. Like, we didn't wait this long and then we still have to deal with scuffs or noisy vinyl or anything like that. Really, the only negative that I can say about this set, if I'm being 100% honest, is it could be very well a personal preference. I don't like paper inner sleeves, and they sleeved up every one of the LPs in here with paper inner sleeves. I can't get down with that, but I replaced them anyways with anti-static inner sleeves, so I'm pleased. with that. So as I always say near the end of these videos, and I do sometimes near the top, if this is your first time here, I would love it if you'd hit the subscribe button. A like helps the channel grow as well. But to me, what matters more than anything is the comments. So if you have this set and you have comments to share, or if you have more questions on this set, if I didn't cover anything in the video that you'd like covered, please by all means drop a comment below. And no matter what, I always appreciate you stopping by to spend some time with us. Thanks.